me personally, but like I think after the second or third time, I'm gonna be over it. Especially if they're calling me at weird times of the night, asking me, to do that favor or whatever, or to engage in a
Yeah,
lie.
exactly. No, like
But let me
I'll give
actually
you
see.
an example. Like,
I'm sorry.
oh no, go ahead. No, I
No,
was
you
just
said you
saying
had an
like,
example.
say it again.
No, you said you had an example.
Yeah, I was just gonna give you an example. Like, well, this was actually for like a friend. I know, like, you were asking for something I don't really know, but like, I had even a girlfriend. Like, when we were in college, she used to use me as an excuse for her parents, for example. Like, the only thing was is, like, her parents and I, we were close. They were like my second set of parents. And so for like months and months and months, every single time, like, she would go out with her boyfriend or go partying because our parents were both strict. She used to use me as an excuse and say, like, hey, I'm at Kat's house, we're just hanging out and blah blah blah. And then, like, there was a time she actually, like, left town for like a couple of days, and she was like, I'm telling my parents that I'm at your house. And then, like, I just kind of lost it, and I was like, that's kind of like intense, because if something happens to you and then, like, your parents know that I was lying with you, that's gonna make both of us look bad. And so something like that, I cannot be like in those kind of lies, or that was
Okay.
back then. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing the story, and I'm glad that you learned something from that incident.
Oh, of course. Yeah. You're welcome.
And Tawanda, let me ask you the same thing. So if you were in a situation where a coworker asked you to be in basically a long-term lie, would you go ahead with the lie?
Am I getting
And it
paid?
involves you. Well, it involves you. No, you're not getting paid. You're just doing a spout. So someone that maybe you're, um, friendly with, you see them at work, and they say, Tawanda, I really need you. I just need you to go and tell a lie to one of my cousin's friends. I might owe him money or whatever the case may be. But you have to
Let
tell
me
this
tell you
lie.
why
Would
the
you do
answer is
it?
no. 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 First you said
Okay.
coworker. You didn't say friend. So
Okay.
definitely not. And this is the thing, kind of how Kat just said, it's one thing to tell a one-time lie, but a long-term lie, like even with the girl Kat was just using the example, someone can go out of town and get killed. I mean, things happen all the time.
Mhm.
I had a situation one time where I worked at a job. This was when I was in probably like, I think it was like during the summer. I was like maybe 20, like home from college, and I wanted to get off of work early to hang out because I didn't really care about the job. And I told my friend to call and get me out of work. She said, "What do you want me to say?" I said, "I don't care. Say anything." And I think I shared this on this call. About 2 hours later, my aunt worked at the same factory, and she came over to me like she was about to cry. And I'm like, "Oh my God, what's wrong?" She said, "I need to talk to you for a minute." And she took me away from the table where I was working at, and I think we went in the bathroom or something. She said, "Your mom was in an accident." She said, "I don't know what's happening. I'm getting ready to get my coat, and we're gonna leave." What?
What?
I said, "Yeah, somebody called up here to tell the job, and because they knew we had the same last name, they came and told me to be able to brace you." And I said, "Auntie, I got something to tell you." She said, "What?" I said, "I am so sorry, but I told my friend to call up here to get me off of work. And I told her to make up anything. And that's what she made up, that my mom was in a car
Oh
accident."
shit.
And my aunt looked
Oh.
at me, and I mean, she was almost in tears. She said, "Let me tell you something." She said, "I've been young before, too. So I know how it is when I get off work." She said, "But don't you ever tell that kind of lie." And I didn't tell it, but I did tell my friend to make up anything, and that's what she actually made up. So I said that to say we have to be careful because sometimes lies can hurt. And really quickly, I want to share one other thing. I have a girl that I've known for a very long time. Like we grew up together. She's like 7 years older than me, and she got married. And I always wondered why her husband wasn't speaking. He looked kind of mean, and he just didn't like me, and I never knew why. Well, one night I was at a club, and we were both talking to some mutual people, and he told him he had to go because he didn't want to be around me. And I said, "I don't even understand. Like, what's wrong with you?" And he sat and said, "I'm tired of you. Like, me and my wife got problems, and every time you picking her up, you taking her here, y'all hanging out on the weekends, you're doing this, you're doing that." And I looked at him like, "What?" she had been cheating on him for years and had always told him that she was with me. And that thing broke my heart because guess what? She didn't even tell me. And the thing is, when you do that, he hated me. And that hate could have turned into him hurting me because he was a street guy. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why with your question, my answer is no, because you can think something's a simple lie and it can get you killed. So absolutely not.
And that's funny. Something similar, well, not to that extreme, happened to me. But my friend was, she was hanging out with someone, maybe doing things that was inappropriate. But basically, she was hanging out, and she just wanted, I guess, more freedom. And her husband was cool with me. He had no problems with us hanging out. So she would lie, but she would never tell me that she was lying. And she never told me she was even hanging out whenever she was. But she would lie and say that she was with me. But the problem was is that she had basically a newborn at home. So he called me one day and was like, he was like, you're cool, and I had no problem because I had called her. I called her on her house phone, and he wound up calling me back. And he was like, I have no problem with you. You're cool. You're always welcome in my house. He was like, but I'm gonna need you to, stop calling my wife all the time to hang out because she has a newborn at home. And I don't think it's appropriate for her to be out, every day of the week. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't even go out that much. So I'm like, and I couldn't even, only thing I did was play dumb, because I didn't want to, throw her underneath the bus, but I had a, conversation with her and to tell her, maybe in the future you might want to let me know that, I'm involved in your lie.
Absolutely, because guess what? He come and knock you in the head. You don't even know why you get knocked in the head.
Right.
People don't realize that. Tell a lie on the girl you don't like. Tell a lie on a girl that he don't really know that well. Not your bestie, duh.
Exactly.
Yeah, and another thing, right, exactly. And another thing is it could have turned around on her. Like, I could have said, what are you talking about? I don't, and I could have told the truth. And, I mean, he's not that type of person, but if he was a different type of person, that could have caused conflict with them within their home. Obviously, it was going to cause an argument if you would tell the truth, but it could have caused something physical if he was a different type of person. So you never know when you're, telling a lie how it's going to, blow up in your face.
Exactly.
And
no.
I'm sorry?
Oh, no, I was agreeing with you.
Okay, I know.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. I know somebody just popped in on the line. Are you able to speak? Okay, no problem. Okay, I wasn't sure if you were able to speak or not.
I can speak.
Okay, let me ask you this. Has a lie ever come in between you and a friend?
A lie ever come between me and a friend?
Yes.
No. There's been a time when, I guess you could call it a lie of omission, but it wasn't like a lie where the person didn't tell the truth. It was, they didn't tell the truth, but it wasn't like they told something that wasn't true. They just didn't say what it was. You see what I'm saying?
So basically just withholding information.
Yeah, basically. And it was around, I don't know if I told this story about how I had a best friend who stole my first love from me and all that when I was a teenager.
I'm not sure, but I know that we're almost out of time. So if you could tell in maybe like 2 minutes, we have about 6 minutes left.
I don't want that story. But anyways, yeah, no, she basically didn't tell me when I was telling her all this time that I like this guy. She didn't say, oh, I like him too, and then stole him. That's the sort of gist of that.
Oh, okay. So how did you feel by the end of that, I guess? Did you think that was okay? That there was a lie
Absolutely
told, or?
I was not okay with that turn of events.
Okay. And I know before we have to end, is there anything that you want to share or any of the other girls want to share?
No.
Interesting topic. Oh my gosh.
But it was. Oh, I don't have anything to share on my behalf, but like you made me really tell everyone about all the lies I've made. Oh my gosh, girl.
You feel like maybe you're a little dishonest.
Yeah, like
me
my
too.
dishonest past.
Kat, you're a horrible person.
I know. And no, we're horrible, and we're over here trying to empower women when we're flooding Corinne with all our lies we've told. What is that?
Look, in lies we trust.
You guys are lucky I was having technical difficulties, so I don't know how much of a liar y'all are. So,
well,
hey, she conveniently had technical difficulties because she didn't want to let us know how much of a liar she is. How convenient. She comes back at the end. Birds of a feather.
But you know what the good thing is, Kay, though? You can always go to our Anchor pages. We're on Spotify. So you can always listen to us later on any of those platforms.
Listen to our
I
lives
think
later.
I need to know what kind of liars I mix myself up with.
I got some partners that are a bunch of liars right here.
Yes, send it to all your friends.
Sounds good. Well, you know what? Like, it's kind of. No, like what I was saying is like, for example, I'm just telling everyone, oh, look, I spilled some beans on this podcast, and so that's why everyone's looking forward to like listening to our stuff.
We'll definitely share that on our Instagram, which is Real Girlfriends 7. And if you guys didn't want to share anything else, I can wrap up the call unless you had anything else you wanted to share. No, nothing?
No, good job.
I don't, ma'am.
All right. So thanks everyone so much for calling in, for listening, for participating. Again, this is the Road Girlfriends Across America. And we actually enjoy you listening and calling in. So please make sure you give us a call. We're here every night at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time and 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And you can call us at 516-387-1748. Visit us on Instagram at Road Girlfriend 7. We're also at Facebook on Road Girlfriends Across America, Twitter, Road Girlfriends 7. And we're also on Pinterest under the same handle. And also you can search for Road Girlfriends on YouTube. So we are all across those platforms. So again, thanks for listening and have a good night, everyone.
Same to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I apologize.
Good night.
Tomorrow we're going to be talking about addiction.
My girlfriend, my girlfriend, that's already been.